Welcome to the Wealth Initiative. Get paid or get played, the money game. So, in the money game, you're either getting paid or you're getting played. What side are you on? I'm Thierry Lenoir, financial strategist who helps real people with real solutions without the confusion. So, if you're ready to start building wealth without the confusion, you're in the right place. So, look, we're real excited today. I have my son, Garrick, here. Really excited to have him join us on the podcast. He is doing some wonderful things. We're excited with what he's doing, getting licensed. He's building his team. We're excited to have him on the podcast. Welcome, son.
Well, thank you, Dad. I'm happy to be here. I know you like to open up this podcast with the Ask Terry segment. So I have a question coming from George from Los Angeles. He asked, what are some good low risk second income stream opportunities? And how do you judge risk versus reward?
Great question. Great question. Well, there are several things that you want to take a look at, but Business 101 says find a need and fill it, and you'll make money. All right. But with regards to George's question, there are opportunities such as freelance writer, um, real estate hacking, uh, social media management, online tutoring, or if you really, really want to build income, you want to build some passive income, you can take a look at building an agency. We can show you how to do that on a part-time basis, creating wealth, allowing your income to grow and continue to scale as you're continuing to work your regular job and you're building that income. So, for example, if you were to help two families a week invest in mutual funds, and you were to do that for 48 weeks over a 5-year period, helping a new family every week, you're taking a look at having $2,500 to $3,000 in passive income. Now, the reality, that's $1 million in assets that you'd have to create that kind of income flow, right? There are people that work 20, 30 years and have a pension that only pays them $3,000 a month. And you can do this in less than 5 years. We show you how to do that. So moving yourself from the left side to the right side. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we take a look at Robert Kiyosaki. Has a book called Cash Flow Quadrant. Now, Cash Flow Quadrant 1 is employee. Quadrant 2, self-employed. Quadrant 3 is business owner, and quadrant 4 is investor. So when you're looking to earn income, you want to have a clear strategy. And we want to help you change your mindset, right? Because when you're an employee or self-employed, you're in the quadrant. You're on the left side of the quadrant. And then moving to business owner and investor, now you're on the right side of the quadrant. So that's where we're going to help you change that mind shift and move from the left side to the right side. So the second part to George's question has to do with risk versus reward, right? So we take a look at what's the capital risk, right? How much are you investing, whether it's income or time? Consistency in returns. When you put that time out, what kind of returns are you getting? Are those returns reliable? Liquidity. When you invest, how quickly can you get access to those funds, right? So if you're investing in stocks, investment, mutual funds, they're pretty quick. If you're investing in real estate, not so quick because then you have to sell the property, right? Time commitment. Is it passive income or is it a second job? Those are all things that you want to really take a look at. And at the end of the day, you want what kind of growth potential do you have? How can you scale that business and grow that income, right? So we're going to take a look at moving into the plan and the problem. So in today's world, you're either getting paid or you're getting paid, right? Getting paid is building wealth, building an income that's going to continue to grow. Getting played is working harder for less, passing opportunities, growing, building unnecessary debt, putting yourself in a hole.
This is why I am working on getting my investment license right now, because there's so much growth potential with helping people with their finances right now, and that market is such a vast market to go into.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with the wall of wealth, it's gonna be huge,
Right.
right? $86 trillion over the next 20 years.
Hmm.
It's gonna be wonderful.
Right. And I definitely want to help people get a piece of that wealth.
So look, in today's world, you're getting paid, meaning you're building wealth, you're establishing a game plan, continuing to grow, or you're getting paid. You're not taking the opportunities that come before you. You're, you know, burying yourself in debt and not putting yourself in a position to win. Having a job really sticks you into that getting played position.
But that's like majority of people what they're doing right now. They are getting played.
The opportunity for most, they find the comfort in staying in a job, right? They find the comfort in not putting the risk in moving forward.
It is a difficult thing to people to wrap their minds around it, to step outside of their comfort zone.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and the good thing is we have an opportunity to help them and to address them. So,
Right. And this is such a beautiful thing that we're dealing with, because we're helping people not only with their finances and their families, but we're helping them build better mindsets.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, next question is, what do we mean when you say get paid or get played?
So often we find individuals getting paid when they step outside what they're comfortable with, take a risk, take a chance, uh, challenge themselves. Right? They get paid because they get stuck. They find themselves happy to go to a job that they hate, to dread Sunday night because it means Monday morning they're gonna you know be sitting at a place that they don't like for several hours. And so step outside of that risk and take a chance.
And people are just so used to that system because it was indoctrinated since we were in school. You go to school from Monday to Friday, you have Saturday and Sunday off, right? And people dread Sunday evening because, oh, I got to go back to school on Monday.
Right, right. It's all in, yeah, how we were trained and indoctrinated, right? Industrial revolution did all of that. Yeah,
I like the terminology you use with getting paid or getting played. Do you think you could elaborate a little more on the getting played aspect?
absolutely. Getting played is going to a job that you don't like, right? Dreading Sunday night because Monday you have to go and sit for several hours at a place that you don't want to be. And they're not paying you what you need to make or what you'd like to make. So, again, getting played is putting yourself in a position where you're working a job with no opportunity, no ability to scale out of that.
There are even some people I have reached out to, and they've complained to me how much they hate their job, right? But they're so used to that comfort zone that they're afraid of an opportunity to get them out of a job that they hate.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to help them with that. We're going to give them information.
Next question is, how can people actually get paid and build wealth?
All right. So, first way, of course, you're going to have income, right, as an employee. And that's going to be temporary. What you're going to do is you have to establish a clear vision of what you'd look to accomplish, what you want to grow into, the amount of time that you're willing to commit, what you're looking to invest. Secondly, we want to create passive income. Creating passive income gives you the ability to grow and have that money continue to work, right? So if you're not making money while you're sleeping, you're losing money, right? Thirdly, you have your portfolio income. You want your money to make money. Remember, money never sleeps, right? So we want that money to work for us and not work for the bank or someone else, right? And then lastly, ultimately, business ownership. We want to grow whatever opportunity you're looking to move forward into. You want to grow that into a business where that business and this system is going to create income that's going to continue to grow and scale.
So basically, start out with a goal and work towards that. And the goal should be to create a system that operates by itself where you don't have to be there every day.
Absolutely. The wealthy people never, never put themselves in a position where they have income coming from only one source, multiple sources, and most of the time it's passive. They're not directly involved.
Right. That makes sense. But most people only focus on the earned income, correct?
That's correct. Again, we talked a little bit about that, but that's where that safety comes in, that mindset. But the good thing is you can build on top of or while you're working in that safety zone.
So basically, you don't have to fully give up on what's supporting you right now while you're building towards what you want. You can do both. It's hard, but you'll come out on top just proud of yourself and seeing what you've accomplished.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to pay the price, right? So the time is going to go by. You got to pay the price to get what you want.
Right. So, what are the traps that keep people from building wealth?
Number one trap, I always tell people, it's consumer debt, right? Credit cards, loans, the whole uh, buy now, pay later puts you in a hole. And it's very difficult to kind of build out of that. So when you're trying to put yourself in a position where you're creating wealth, that's the number one thing that really drains it. Financial ignorance, the opportunity to learn how money works is there. You just have to make sure that you go out and take the time to seek the knowledge, right? Having one source of income, that is a huge, huge no no for building wealth. You have one source, one way, and the opportunity for that something to happen is there. And then lastly, procrastination. A lot of times we hear of opportunities or we have a dream or something that we've thought about and we never act on it. We never take that leap and move toward that goal.
I always thought about when I see people with like these high paying jobs that they had to like claw and grind and work for just for someone to hand them the job. I still think that's your only source of income. If your boss decides to replace you with someone else or you mess up and they get rid of you, there goes your source of income. It was a nice paying income, but there it goes.
Yeah, happens all the time. Unfortunately, when you put yourself in a position where you have one source of income and you're not in business for yourself, you stand the opportunity, the risk of someone replacing you because we're all replaceable in someone else's job.
Right. That is very real. So, how does someone move from getting played to actually getting paid?
First and foremost, you got to pay yourself first, right? Create a clear strategy on what you're looking to do. Pay yourself first so you can begin to build wealth, right? Secondly, we want to make sure that you leverage your time. You can leverage your time. You put yourself in a better situation where you have people working with you and you have an opportunity to spend more than the time that you're actually spending, right? There's only 24 hours in a day, but if I had, you know, two people, me and someone else, now I have 48 hours in a day. So again, we want to leverage that time. And then we want to be able to create multiple income streams. Amazon started selling books and creating 3 to 5 cents off of every book sale. Seems very small. But again, leveraging the efforts of others and that time, that compounding of effort. Now, Amazon is Amazon, right? They're huge. And then invest with knowledge and know-how. How do you do that? You got to seek out professionals. You got to get the information. You got to learn how money works.
Right. And that's why I like to go to different networking mixers, professional mixers, because I get to grab insight from a lot of different people and just their perspective on how to build business, right? How to do this or do that. I'll even reach out to some people, be like, "Hey, I want to know, like, what do you think about this?" Or what's your perspective on building a business or building some sort of agency this way, right? It's because it's important to get knowledge from many different sources. Those are the most knowledgeable people, not just someone that grabs knowledge from one source.
Absolutely, absolutely. So in that, we want to take a look at that. So expounding on what you said, when you take a look at building and expanding on something, investing something as small as $25 a month over a period of time slowly creates wealth. And that's what you want to do. Once you see it, you just continue to develop it, continue to grow, and make sure that you're making, the most of what your efforts are.
I've actually seen apps where they're trying to teach people to do that. Like I believe it's called Acorn, where they say, "Oh, you spend 7.25 here at the store. Well, bring it up to like $8 and put like those cents towards this investment." There more people are trying to teach others about income.
Yeah, and those are great ways to start, right? To have the mindset of going into building that money, right? Investing. But I'll go one better. So instead of going to Starbucks and having Acorn scale your $7.30 latte up to $8, how about you skip Starbucks 3 days a week and you only go 2 days? And then you take that $8. Now you have the entire $8 to invest instead of the pennies that's left over. So again, just mind shift set, right? And so shifting that thought process, helping you to grow wealth and understand how to build money, creating multiple income streams.
Right. Absolutely. And final question: if you had to give one closing thought to our listeners, what would it be?
Money is always moving, right? Again, we said money never sleeps. So money is either moving towards you or it's moving away from you. So what are you actively doing to ensure that you have money moving towards you, right? So again, remember, get paid or get played. You get to choose which side you're on, right? And so we want to make sure that everyone understands. We talk about You spoke about knowledge. You spoke about gaining information and being able to grow, but you got to make sure that you're applying that. You put those things to action. So that's what we want to call. We want to ask each of you, right? If you're looking at this podcast this week, love for you to take action, put yourself in a position where you can move toward creating more wealth for yourself, whether it's building a second income stream, creating a another opportunity to invest or learn how money works, read a book, do something, take action this week.
And just going a little bit off of what you said about applying knowledge, that's actually something that it's a kind of a fallacy that people believe that just knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power, not just knowledge. Because if you don't apply the knowledge, it serves no purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So very good. So look, we want to thank you for the time. Look, if this episode hit home in any way, you know, we want you to like, we want you to subscribe, and we want you to share. Right? Love the fact that you spent this time with me. I thank you. I'm so proud of you. So excited for your future and all that's coming for you. And follow Garrick on his Instagram. What's your Instagram?
So my Instagram is Garrick Lenoir Wealth Initiative is GARRICKLEN as in Nancy OIR Wealth Initiative, all one word. You'll find I'm posting a lot of 45-second to 1 minute shorts or clips where not only I talk about the opportunity and the business and the potential to earn income, but I also bring up a lot of different inspirational quotes that I've heard from other great leaders and just ways to better improve your mindset, not just with earning income, but just navigating through life. So please follow me on my Instagram, reach out to me, ask me questions you may have about building your wealth, make questions you may have about what I'm doing to build my agency, how uh, we can help you build your own agency. Or if you want, you can also reach out to my dad, who's helping me build this agency. Dad, want to go into that?
Yeah, absolutely. So our goal is to continue to help individuals, help Garrett build his agency. We've done this. We're working with individuals all over the country, helping them and showing them step by step how to create that passive residual income, how to grow and scale their business, learn how money works, and really put themselves in a position to create wealth. We're so excited that you spent this time with us. Uh, look forward to seeing you. Our next episode, make sure that you tune in. It is the understanding of how to turn your golden years truly golden. Again, I'm Terry Lenoir. This is the Wealth Initiative, a place for forward thinkers to ditch the status quo and create wealth. Thank you.